So recently, Apple announced a new iOS update which can potentially destroy Facebook's advertising databases, and e-com people like us no longer have access to what people do, their interests, unless they specifically allow by clicking I allow button on the new update. So people doing e-commerce and dropshipping right now are probably freaking out and thinking whether or not they should be moving to other advertising platforms. And by the end of this video, you guys will know what exactly this update is, how this update will affect dropshippers and e-commerce people, and thirdly, the actions that you could be taking to prevent losses and going forward to 2021. So the button actually looks like this. So for every app on the App Store, actually not just limited to Facebook, users using iOS devices will have to either allow or ask not to track on their devices. And 98% of people who are using iOS devices will say no. So people wouldn't really want to allow people to track where they're going, their websites they're doing, track their cookies. So this extends to other apps as well. As you guys can see, these are apps called Pal About and Just Insights. Every single app listed on the App Store will need Apple's confirmation. So this is just something to take note of, proceeding to 2021. Facebook actually made a PR post on their website saying that, and they're actually kind of blaming Apple, saying that by having this procedure, they're actually hurting small businesses and limiting the sales that they could make because they're limiting their tracking. They're not allowing Facebook to track their data and gather audiences for those businesses. And they're also estimating a 60% decrease in sales. And a 60% decrease in sales for these businesses means a 60% decrease in sales for Facebook as well. So coming to 2021, if these changes are made actually serious, then Facebook will not be the dominating advertising platform in the future, and maybe some other advertising platforms such as Apple or Google or even YouTube will dominate and take over. So a Twitter post made recently by Daniel Snow says that on the 15th of January, Facebook is hosting a webinar and all campaigns may need to be deleted or remade. So I don't recommend starting now. I recommend starting maybe after the webinar is hosted or maybe after January 15th. And in the second post, he says that you'll only be able to run one ad account per business or per brand or website. So that's gonna be quite a hassle, guys. And there will be no gender or age targeting, so it's probably just gonna be one single big audience. Conversion data will take 24 hours to populate. Yeah, so these are gonna be the secondary changes which are gonna be made for Facebook ads. So what is Apple actually doing and why are they doing this? Apple is basically saying that they want users to have the option to choose whether they're being tracked by Facebook or by certain apps or not. And Facebook is trying to change their words and saying that Apple is trying to destroy small businesses by not allowing them to track. But in the next slide, I'll talk about why this is very hypocritical of Facebook. And Apple is actually trying to do a subscription-based system, meaning that advertisers will have to pay them to be able to advertise on their platforms. And Apple will actually have their own Facebook ads database essentially to try to get and gather more data and try to maybe take over Facebook in terms of running ads and even having a bigger databases than Facebook, because right now, as of now, Facebook has the biggest database centers in the world. They're the dominating industry in terms of that, but Apple might be trying to take over them. All right, so Facebook's saying that Apple is trying to kill small businesses, but Facebook, you're always killing small businesses, right? You're always disabling ad accounts. You're always banning Facebook managers. Yes, of course, dropshippers do have a risk of being fraudulent, but that doesn't help the claim that Facebook is trying to help small businesses, right? And Facebook always only tracks around 30% of purchases when I'm trying to scale or something like that. It never fully tracks all the conversions. If you guys want a conversion tracker that actually tracks 100% of your conversions, maybe look on the Shopify website and I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to check that out. And also, if you have a Facebook fan page of your brand or your business with maybe 100,000 followers or likes, and you make a post on that website, only around 100 to 200 people will actually see that post, unless you actually pay or promote that post by running ads on Facebook, which is very hypocritical for Facebook to say. So basically, going forward to 2021, what you cannot do on Facebook will extend to attributing users to interests. So it's going to be very hard to target interests on Facebook, and location-based targeting such as lookalikes will all be affected negatively. So you guys just do pay attention to that. So what are the things that you should be doing moving forward? Firstly, I would suggest you guys to expand to other channels of advertising such as TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Google. These are all very strong advertising platforms. You are not limited to only using Facebook ads. Although Facebook ads are a very useful tool as of now, we will not be seeing the same amount of usefulness going forward. Yeah, and secondly, maybe target Samsung and Android users, as they do not need confirmation whether Facebook allows tracking or not. And thirdly, yeah, Facebook is for dropshipping, but other platforms are great too. And actually untap maybe like Pinterest or Snapchat like that. YouTube is going to be very strong in 2021. And fourthly, very important but very straightforward, don't panic. Changes happen all the time in the e-commerce platforms, but the most important thing is that you change and you adapt. So yeah guys, this marks the end of my video. If you guys enjoyed this or found this useful, please give this video a like and even consider subscribing to my channel. See you guys in the next video.